Wow. Welcome to the Vibrant Good Health Show. And sorry about that little thing, but I had to turn something off. Well, welcome again. I'm Hillary Gooden, and tonight we're going to be talking about three steps, three steps to dealing with emotional pain, three steps to getting healing from emotional pain. And we can have all different, we can have physical pain in our bodies, but we can have emotional pain as well. This happens to be the National Pain uh, Awareness Month. And I wanted to just touch on this. The month is almost over, but I really wanted to touch on this before it gets away from us. We can go through so many different things until, those situations, those hurts, those times when somebody didn't say something right to you, or they didn't look at you right, or they didn't treat you the way you feel that you should have been treated. It can make you feel some kind of way. It can cause you to have pain that just will just hurt you to your heart. What do you do with that? How do you deal with that? How do you get the victory over that is what we're going to be exploring tonight. And so as you come in, make sure that you share, share, and share. Tag someone who maybe they're going through some emotional pain and you don't know what to tell them, or you've been trying to tell them they need to just get over it. Sometimes that's easier said than done, to just get over it. So I want you to share, and I want to also be able to share as well. So I'm going to go to a quick commercial break, and that will give us all the time, including you, my replay viewers, give you a time to share this broadcast out. So let me just get to that. And then once we come back from this commercial, we absolutely will get into this topic. Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that if just one ball drops to the ground, everything could fall apart because everybody's looking at you. You're stressed and overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help that's real help, for solutions. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you. I am Hillary Gooden, the Vibrant Life Coach, author, speaker, lymphologist, and pastor. I empower busy women leaders with strategies to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and boost your immunity. If you are ready for that, you say, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillarygooden.com. You can direct message me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Hillary Gooden. Or else if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, a clarity call, go to bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. That's bit.ly/Hillary Gooden. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life. All right. So I hope that gave you a little time to share this out. Thank you for coming in. As you come in, also in the comments, let me know where you're coming in from so I can shout you out. And that's the only way I'll be able to tell exactly who you are. So I'm coming in from the Chicagoland area. Let me know who you are and where you're coming in from. And then if I say something that sparks your interest, or you got an amen to that, or maybe you got a different perspective on something that I'm saying, please do add to the discussion. I would love that because I don't know it all. What I do know is important and it can help you, can help someone you know and love to have a more vibrant life. Absolutely. But I would love to hear if you have a different point of view, let's share it. So, tonight we're talking about, let me see. Oh, and there we go. Miss Kathy Williams, thank you for coming in here in Chicagoland area. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you share this out. Okay, so 3 steps. Are these the only steps to getting a handle or getting past emotional pain? Absolutely not. But I just want to share a few that may help you to be able to get past maybe some emotional pain that you've dealt with or maybe dealing with. And again, if you know somebody else who's absolutely dealing with it, and maybe they've been dealing with it a long time, share this broadcast to them as well. So, this being, again, the National Pain Awareness, you can have physical pain in your body. Tonight, we're talking about emotional pain, that emotional pain in your heart and your spirit that just can make you almost get to the point of depression. You know, there comes a time when maybe there's something that we need to do about it rather than just allowing it to linger and linger and linger and linger. Okay, so um, the first step that we're going to get into is step one: allow the pain to come and go. As I was just saying, sometimes we allow it to come, but we don't know when it's time to let it go. We don't know when it's time to work toward getting rid of it. It's like having to vacuum in your home and to clean up, put things away, and you begin to just sweep things under the rug. Yeah, sweep things under the rug. And you keep sweeping things under the rug, sooner or later, you're going to see there's a lump, maybe a few lumps here and there that's showing forth that there's something under there that needs to be dealt with. There's something there that needs to go. It can't stay there. It's a hindrance. You know, it's not hidden it's not really hidden. It's just that we're not talking about it. It's just that we're going to not deal with it. It's just we're going to act like it's not there. And who knows, when you do that and you're looking at that lump, everybody that comes into your home or into that space, and they're going to be wondering what's under the rug there. They notice nobody's talking about it, right? What do you do? How long do you allow that to sit there? We don't want to act like this pain that we may be dealing with as though it's not happening. When people simply say let it go, you just need to let it go. Stop acting like stop, just stop it. And that's easy for somebody outside to say that, but then there may be some ways that you can deal with it. Certainly, acting as though it's not there. It's the elephant in the room. It's the bear in the room that somebody someday gonna poke that bear, and then it's all how can you say, all hell can break loose, right? Because we got to deal with that issue. So when it comes to having emotional pain, you want to allow it to come, allow it. It's happening. You feel it. It doesn't feel good. Maybe it's making you feel mad. You could be feeling bad. It can make you feel sad. I don't know if it's any other words that can go along with that, but it can just make you feel not all together. Not all uh, not all together. And when you feel like that, there is, you have to say, what do I do? What do I do? Because after a while, you get sick and tired of feeling that way. The one thing is your body and your mind will help you to stay in that state. That's why it's okay to look outside of yourself. Maybe a good friend, maybe your pastor, maybe you need someone outside of everybody that you know in your circle of people. Someone like me, the Vibrant Life Coach. Someone that you can talk to, that you can confide in, someone that can hold you accountable to keep making those steps to get past this thing, to pull out those things that seem to be hidden under the rug, yet they're not really hidden. We can all see those lumps. It's like when I was going through divorce, and this really was before the divorce. And I was, going back and forth to work every day. And there were days I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to see people's faces. I didn't want, because when you're in office settings, you know, somebody's going to be the topic of conversation. Today it may be you, tomorrow it may be me. At this point, it was me. Everybody was, not say everybody. Yeah, I felt like everybody was talking about my situation because there were quite a few that were. Nobody would say anything to me, and I wasn't offering up conversations so that they could have more to talk about. And so there were days that were really, really hard for me. And I didn't feel like I had anybody to talk to during those times. I would leave work at lunchtime and just go park by. There was a park not far from where the job was. I would go by the park and just park my car, and maybe I cried, I tried to pray, or just to try to get myself together so when I go back to work, I can make it from the lunchtime to the end of the day with my face straight, do what I have to do until I can get out of there and just let it all hang down and let it all hang out, because it was hard. But everybody could see, even people that may not have known, they could see something's not right, something's off with Miss Hillary. Being that person that's mostly uh, cheerful and happy and talking to everybody, I wasn't talking. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to be talked to. So I understand what it's like when you going through that emotional pain. Sometimes it just doesn't feel good. If you can relate to this, put a one in the comment. I know I'm not the only one. Put a one in the comment if you know this kind of scenario maybe is happening in your life. You may find yourself in it now. But listen, there can be victory at the end of this tunnel. Maybe the tunnel not as deep and not as long as it seemed like it from your perspective from where you are right now. So we have to allow that pain to come. But the good thing is we can allow it to go. Okay. And that's by dealing with it, talking to other people. I found myself on some of those days, because I don't know how long I was in that state, but I remember going to a conference. I went to this conference. It was out of town, and it was really what I needed. For me, that's what I needed. It came at the best time. And while I was at this conference, I was prayed over by somebody that was from another country. He didn't know nothing about my situation, but he was speaking to me just what I needed to hear. And it was just really a blessed time. And I felt like something had dropped off. I felt lighter. I didn't feel like I was under the heavy load of carrying this emotional pain and baggage and not just carrying it all by myself. Are you carrying some heavy load kind of emotional baggage all by yourself? There's help. There's help that's real help. And that helped me to get past what I was going through and began to see that, okay, this is really happening. This marriage has come to an end. Okay. Okay. There was a part of me that felt like a failure. That felt like a real failure. And there was a certain amount of embarrassment After I waited so long, and then what, God, I made the wrong decision because God doesn't make mistakes, right? And I had to just be really real with myself, really real with myself and say, well, you made this decision. You were willing to stay in it, but it just came to a point where no, this is not going to work. This is not healthy at all. And as we separated and then began to go through that process, you know, like I say, going to that particular meeting really helped to take that heavy load off. And there were times, even when I would go out to lunch, that was getting close up to this conference that was coming up, I would call different ones that I knew could pray for me. I had to just get past myself and wanting to hold it and not tell anybody and not talk about it to anybody, to get past the embarrassment because I needed some help. I couldn't hardly get my prayer wheel turning. Have you ever felt like that before? You know how to pray. You pray for yourself, you pray for other people, you get prayers through. But sometimes when you're dealing with emotional pain, emotional trauma, different things that have happened that was just weighing heavy on you, you can hardly get a prayer, can hardly get a prayer past your voice box, you know. And I would call people and say, "Listen, I need prayer. I need you to pray for me." If they ask, what particular, prayer, I tell them a little bit enough for them to just get it going and help me to get my prayer wheel going. And then I found there was for me, there was a prayer meeting that was going on at lunchtime at a church not far from where I worked. And I was driving to this thing just to be in the midst of it. I wasn't going there telling all of them my problems particularly, but just being in the midst of where I knew I felt that relief. Sometimes you need relief, and there is relief. Whether you're a Christian and you go through with prayer and meditation, you go through having somebody else to pray for you, or if you have someone like I am now, a life coach, a life and health coach, just knowing that when we don't deal with that baggage and we don't allow somebody else to help us to unload it, that baggage, to unpack it, help you to unpack it, you stay up under it maybe way too long. And so, yeah, you need help like that. That's something that I do, and that's something that I know. Hey, there's Elder Roberts. Thank you for coming in. That's something I do as the Vibrant Life Coach. I have individual coaching sessions that are available for you if that's what you need. All you have to do, is direct message me, say, me, and I'll know it from this broadcast. And because you don't have to suffer alone. That's what I'm here of talking about tonight. You don't have to suffer in this alone. You don't have to keep a lumpy carpet with stuff that you just keep sweeping under the carpet, keep sweeping under the rug because you don't know what else to do with it. You don't want to deal with it. It's too hard. It's too heavy. Let somebody help you bear those burdens, to help you to unload, unpack it. Sometimes you can't unpack all of it, but a little bit at a time so that you can begin to breathe from under that load. I recognize that, and I know that that's something that's needed when you're dealing with a lot of situations, especially as women, as leaders. You help so many people, and you help them with their burdens, but then it's hard sometimes to reach out for that same type of help for yourself. But it's okay. I found it's okay. Coaches need coaches. Mentors need mentors. We all need somebody that can help us. And I'm available for that if that's what you need. And so the first step is we're talking about here, the first step is not to sweep it under the rug, to allow the pain to come, acknowledge it, deal with it, get help in dealing with it if that's what you need, because your body, your mind would say, oh, well, we'll just help you to stay sad and mad and to remember this thing and hold on to it so that you'll never forget it. And that can ultimately lead you to, I talked about it earlier, is depression. That could lead you to physical manifestations of of that pain showing up physically in your body. People that have ulcers, you have what they call invisible illness. You're dealing with things that just to look at you, we can't see that you're dealing with anything because you keep that beautiful smile on your face. Everything seems like it's, peachy keen. Everything is just fine. Nobody can see the lumps under this carpet because I keep the top of the carpet. I keep vacuuming, but I'm not sweeping from underneath it. Let's get that stuff dealt with. Let's go into 2022. We got 3 months. You got just a few days here in September, and then we got 3 months before we're seeing a brand new year. You don't have to take this baggage, 2021's baggage, into 2022. Let's get the victory over it now so that you can go into 2022 more victorious with more strategies and tools for anything else that may come up in your life on how to deal with it and no longer sweeping stuff under that proverbial rug, under that proverbial carpet. We don't want to just keep the top clean and appear that all is well when we can all see the lumps. And people see the lumps, but you hope maybe they don't say anything. Don't mention it. So that's really what I want to talk about on step one. If this is, if you can relate to this, put a one in the comment again. If not, if it's just me right now, I'm telling you, I had never been through anything so hard because I have waited so long, and then I end up in the wrong in the wrong relationship, you know? And I was like, man, I don't even want to tell God about this. Why did God let me get into this? You know? So then the next step that we need to do in helping us to sweep that stuff, pull that rug back, deal with the stuff that's under that rug. What lessons are there to be learned from that stuff? That's what I look at life as. All along the way, you glean nuggets from your experiences, from your hurts, your traumas, your victories, your adventures, good or bad. We glean nuggets, lessons that we learn. And what's amazing also is that you can glean these nuggets not only by going through a lot of stuff yourself. You may see or have somebody else that you watch their life, maybe a mentor, maybe just somebody you know and love, and you saw how they dealt with it in a good way that worked, and you said, man, if I ever go through that, if I ever find myself in that situation, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to take their life experience that seems like it's a good nugget to hold on to and put that in my nugget pocket so that I can have it. And maybe even it's a life lesson that you pass along to somebody else. We need each other. Yes. As you come in, please do share this out. I thank you for putting that one there. I know I wasn't alone in in dealing with or sometimes not dealing with the stuff. It's swept under the rug. But I thank God that we can get the victory. You may need help to get the victory. You pull back that rug and you say, oh my goodness, I didn't realize all this stuff was under there. I just thought it was the last few things that happened. But my goodness, look at all this stuff I have put under here and I've never dealt with it. That seemed like a big job and a big task. It may not happen that you're going to get the victory in one night, overnight, in one session even, but it's a process. A process of time, a process of dealing with those particular things and getting those nuggets and strategies on how you can get the victory over each thing, each each situation that's been put under. Now it's time to sweep it literally, to sweep it from under that rug and sweep it right on out of that house, your being. Yes. So so you can be lighter, so you can have room for more good things that God wants for you in your life. We can take up space and allow things to take up space that there's no room for something new, something great, something fresh. Something that's good because we got all this stuff that we keep holding on to, and sometimes we don't even realize that we are holding on to it. All right? So the second thing was, what lesson can be learned? Does it mean that I need to take more time for myself? Does it mean that I need to learn how to speak up and not allow people to mute my voice, or me muting my voice because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm trying to be a people pleaser, but it's not really working for me because I got these lumps under my rug. Every time I do it with a smile, but in my heart, it hurts. In my heart, it's not sitting well at all, right? There's a process. And with the right help, with the right coach, with the right uh, somebody that's for you to help you to take that time to figure out what is there and what to do about it and how to get rid of it once and for all. Yes, that's why I'm in the coaching. I played the commercial earlier. You said sometimes you feel like you got all these balls up in the air and you're doing this juggling routine with all the all the avenues of life that you're on, whether as a busy woman at home, on the job, in your business, in your church, in your different community settings, or you may be just got your hand in everything, and you're good at it, and you're tossing and you're juggling, 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 but nobody knows that you're standing on this carpet that's wobbly, but you're juggling. This seems pretty good. One move could just set you off a spiral and cause the balls to fall. And you said, man, one lady told me, I just am good at juggling the balls, but what if a ball falls to the ground? What if a ball falls to the ground? What am I going to do? Everybody's counting on me. And I was like, wow, you have to teach people how to treat you otherwise. Teach them how to juggle some of that stuff. You see the juggler where it's not just the one person solo juggler, and he got the other person there that he's sending some of those balls to, and they send them back. You don't have to do this alone, but it's a process. It's a process of time. And so that's what I really wanted to talk about tonight was the coaching that I do, one-on-one coaching. I have group coaching as well. But for those, sometimes when you're dealing with certain things, you don't want to be, maybe you don't want to be in a group setting and you say, you know what, I just need me and you. And so I do have individual coaching. You can reach out to me for that. That's what, I usually play that, what do you call it? The link so that we can talk to find out what you're going through and do I have Vibrant Life Solutions? And I got a bag of nuggets and I got strategies that work, help that's real help. But listen, you can reach out to me. And if you know someone, you say, this is not me. I'm really okay. But I know somebody. I got a person, a good friend, or somebody I work with, or somebody was asking me the other day, do you know somebody that could help me? All you have to do is go to this link for a free 20-minute clarity call. And that's just to get clarity on what is the problem. What would you like to see happen in your life? And do I have solutions that can help you? Do I have help that is real help for you? That's what this free 20-minute clarity call is all about. And all you have to do is go to bit.ly// speak with Hillary. I'll have to put it in the comments below because that way it'll be a clickable link. Make it easy. Or else you can just direct message me to ask for that clarity call. I'll be glad to get on a call with you because you do not have to suffer alone. The balls dropped. Let's deal with it. Maybe you don't need to do all those balls the way you were doing it before. There is help that is real help. That's what I want you to know. All right, so we need to learn, see what lessons it is that is there to learn, and that's what coaching can do. That's what having someone that you can relate to, that you can talk to, having someone that can help you process this stuff because you can't take the pain anymore. This emotional pain can turn into physical pain in your body. And when you go to the doctors, they tell you it must be all in your head because we don't see anything. All the tests come back fine. And you said, no, but I got a pain right here. I had this migraine headache all the time. And when you they call it but you don't look sick, hashtag but you don't look sick, or hashtag invisible illness. And it could be because of some of the baggage that you're carrying, some of those things that you have swept under the rug, and you're thinking that you know it's not bothering you, but yet it's causing physical signs in your body that emotional pain is there, and it's no longer okay to just keep it swept under the rug. So listen, the link is right there for a 20-minute clarity call, one-on-one, to figure out what it is and is there help for you that I can offer you. And I'm sure that there is. And so that's bit.ly/ speak with Hillary. I also want to go to number 3. So number 1, we talked about allowing the pain, the emotional pain to come. Don't act like it's not there. It's there. It's real. Sometimes people tell you, "Oh, just forget about it. Just let it go. Just stop." And you go, "Okay, I tried that last night and I was up crying all night. I tried that the night before and I couldn't sleep. I tossed and I turned. And every time I thought I was going to sleep, the situation just back in me, just like a broken record, like a broken record. You ever had times like that? I know I have. There were times when I was stressed out with on my job for different things that was going on, and because I was the one that was in the lead, the buck pretty much stopped with me. And man, sometimes I'm telling you, until I started learning some strategies on how to deal with that stuff, because it was causing me emotional. It would feel like, and I don't know if this ever happened to you or someone told you it's happening to them. It would feel like my stomach would turn in knots, like it's just knotting up, you know. And I would try to pray, and it still just felt like I want to hold my stomach and just rock back and forth, like, you know, until I started learning some strategies that could help me with it. When I knew I was doing pretty good is one day at work, the manager that worked with me, we were going through it was a serious situation going on at the job that related directly to our office. And so when I came in that morning, she came right into my office and sat down, and I was, sitting my purse down and my coffee and I said, "Well, how you doing?" And she was like, "Did you sleep last night?" I said, "You know what? I slept good. Thank you. Did you sleep okay?" She said, "I haven't been asleep. I've been tossing and turning all night. What we gonna do? How we gonna do?" And I was like, girl. That just let me see that particular day that I had finally start using some of the strategies that I have for myself, and I had a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep. Whereas I was just like her before. And I would tell her, man, I couldn't sleep all night. And she would tell me, well, I slept fine. Everything was great. I was like, okay. But then she found herself getting more and more responsibility and dealing with not only at work and not only for herself, but then the staff and then just so many different facets on the job and then dealing with home and dealing with church and the whole situation. And she was sweeping that stuff under the rug. I don't want no lumpy carpets. No more lumpy rugs with stuff that we've swept under there. So we're gonna go to number 3. And I hope this is helping you who are watching this. This, like, again, you may say, this is not really anything that I'm dealing with, but I know somebody. And if that's the situation, please share this video, tag that person so that they can hear that there is help that's real help. You know, there are some steps you can start to take to even think about that. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not really dealing with this. I thought I was dealing with it, but I guess what I really did was swept it under the rug. As long as I don't see it, then it don't exist. But after a while, like you say, your health can begin to falter or be negatively affected because it's really there, right? So yeah, you might find yourself eating more, find yourself maybe drinking a little more wine than you usually do, find yourself being frustrated and argumentative, taking that frustration out on other people who didn't do anything to you. But the real situation that need to be dealt with is under the rug. And you're walking over it, walking around it, and everybody else sees too, right? Some other people can see those lumps, but they don't know what to do. I know what to do. So for your free clarity call, please do let me know, reach out to that and get your appointment all set up so that we can have that talk because there is help. That is real help. And again, I don't want to see you go into 2022 with the same stuff that maybe it's not just 2021 stuff. It could be stuff 2020, even before the pandemic, 2019 and beyond, that's piling up and really needs to be dealt with right now so you don't have to go into another new year with the same baggage in tow, right? Let's go in fresh. So, step 3, let's go on to step 3. Step 3 is after we have acknowledged it in step 1, after we have acknowledged it, we've allowed it to come and we're going to deal with it so we can let it go, so we can get rid of it. Number 2, what was the lessons I was supposed to learn from this? Maybe once I can learn the lesson or figure out what the lesson is in dealing with this situation, then I can let it go. And then the most importantly, after all of that is what can you do differently? What can you do differently? Because sometimes when you go through things and maybe it's spiritual, and those spiritual things, the enemy can come and say, well, hmm, it worked the last time. She seemed like she got rid of this a little bit, but I'll try it again. So what could you do differently if you find yourself in that same situation? You don't want to forget that it totally happened, but you want to be able to recognize it, right? You want to be able to figure out, do I need to be quick to forgive someone, maybe myself? Do I need to forgive God? We can be angry at God, and because we say, well, oh, that's not right to be angry at God, so you're not really dealing with it. But maybe you really had a problem because He allowed something to happen. Do you need to be able to forgive? I found people that have really stepped into an area of forgiveness, be set free from the symptoms of autoimmune conditions that they had for years. I'm not telling you I'm not a medical professional. So I want to just say the disclaimer here. I'm not a medical professional. But if you're dealing with things and you're going to your doctor, they're telling you what to do and you're taking medications, I'm not telling you to stop any of that. But there are some things that you can do that are easy, natural, and drug-free to help you deal with those things that you swept under the carpet that may help your health turn around, help your peace return unto you. When we allow ourselves to be in this state with stuff swept under the rug, we give up our power. You're not walking in the power that God has given you, that God intended for you to walk in freely, you know? And so as you learn some of these strategies, you say, you know what? I'm not giving up my power. I'm not giving up my peace. Not that easy, not again. And you learn how to hold on to it and learn the lessons that you need to learn and then be able to move forward. Forgive if that's what it takes. There's a person that I knew in my life, a friend, and she said, "Man, I don't understand how you can be so forgiving. I just really don't get it." I said, "But it's easy. When you don't forgive, that's such a waste of energy. I mean, real energy in your mind and your spirit. It's a waste of time. Time is something we all know that you cannot get back." So I learned how to forgive as a Christian. That's one of the first life lessons that I learned as I came into this walk, learning how to choose to forgive as an act of my will so that I could release myself from the offense and release the other person and be free. You know, take that thing and sweep it from under the rug, not allow it to stay under the rug. And over time, it just makes sense for me. She said, I just don't understand. She said, I hear what you're saying. She said, but I've never had to forgive anybody. She said, even when I was a child, she said, I used to be the one causing, instigating fights at school. And my parents were always getting called up to the school. She said, they always took my side. I never had to say, I'm sorry to nobody. She said, I don't see myself doing it now. It just don't make sense to me. And so that made me think, what if the person you need to forgive or the person that has offended you or whatever caused this situation, this emotional strain and stress in your life, what if they have that kind of mindset? They could care less whether you call yourself forgiving them or not. When forgiving is something that helps to release you from that thing. So you want to learn how to do it for yourself. Do you need to forgive yourself? Do you need to forgive the other person? Do you need to forgive God? Do you need to learn how to pray more effectively? Sometimes we even can just take time to think things through. We go with, I'm hurt, I'm mad, I'm upset, and that's all it is too, and that's all that matters. Well, how's that working for you? Like Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? And if you take another look, you'll find, it's really not working that well for me. It's really not working that well for me. Maybe I need to figure out something new. So I don't know, is forgiving something that you find easy? If it is, put a 2 in the comments. If it's a struggle for you, put a 3 in the comments. Being able to easily forgive, whether it's yourself or another person, or maybe it's God. If it's easy, put a 2, and if you find it not easy, put a 3 in the comments. I'd like to know. I found that once I learned how to forgive, I found that you have to be able to love. So those were a couple of things that helped me. Learned that I could choose to forgive, and I could choose to love as an act of my will. So I could be released. So I can be in um, in possession of my power, my peace, and help my health to be vibrant versus being pulled down and pushed down, and then dealing with physical ailments because of it. I'm telling you, you got more power than you realize that you have. And that's what I want you to know tonight. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to say. There are 3 steps. These are not all the things that you can do, but these are 3 things that you can do to help you to pull that rug back and see what's under there and begin to deal with it. Sweet, get that stuff from under that rug. You know, that 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 rug that nobody sees, but then everybody sees it. That's when I was talking about how I was going through on the job from my divorce, when everything was pretty much settled, and I had come to pulling that rug back and saying, okay, what's under here? What do I need to deal with? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And as I did that, my peace returned to me. My smile returned to me. I thought I was smiling, but one of the guys on the job, he said, he came past me one day and he looked at me. He said, "She's back." And I had to stop him. I said, "What was that? What do you mean?" He said, "Miss Hillary, I don't know what you've been going through." And he had been hearing people talk, and I know he did. He said, "But I don't know what you've been going through." He said, "But all I knew to do was to pray for you." He said, "But I can see you back. You look like you were walking under a dark cloud." He said, "But you look brighter. That smile, there go that smile." I said, "But I was smiling all the time." He said, "Yeah, but it was you weren't behind the real you wasn't behind that smile." I was like, wow. So sometimes you think you faking it till you make it, when everybody can see those lumps under the rug. Everybody can see those lumps under the rug that you've been pushing under there. Easy, since I know the word of God. Yeah, so that would be a number 2. Yeah, because you'll find that it's the best choice you can make. If and it's one thing that the Bible says, there was this story of a man said, "Well, uh, you say I need to forgive." He said, "How many times do I need to forgive? 7 times?" And Jesus told him, "No, 70 times 7. That's 490 times in a day if you have to." Every time your mind try to bring that thing back and cause you to be mad, upset, and want to get into holding a grudge and being vengeful, you have to say, I'm not going to do it. I choose to forgive as an act of my will. That's something you absolutely can do. You got the power. You got the power to help your mind to get in tune with the new you. It may take a little time, but it's all the way possible. And so this is what we talked about tonight. And I don't know if this seemed really heavy, but I just know that we're coming out of 9 months, 9 months of this year, 2021. Let's give birth. Let's give birth going into 2022 to something light, something fresh, something good, something that's not dusty and old and that's not working for you. Let's go into 2022 with strategies on when these type of things come up. What you've got things that you can do to say, I recognize you. No, you are not getting the victory over me this time. Yeah, but you want to go through the process. Go through the process of getting rid of that stuff that's been swept under the rug. So again, coaching, one-on-one coaching, you can let me, just say me in the comment, and or direct message me if you say, you know what, I just need one-on-one. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk so that you can go into 2022 standing tall, more confident, and more at peace with your peace and power in your possession. All right. And then I also want to share with you that on the 13th, you see this sign behind me, on the 13th, we have a pop up called Bounce, Baby Bounce for your health. When I think about being stressed out, what do? I bounce, baby bounce. When I got pain in my body, I bounce, bounce, baby bounce. You know, it's amazing what it can do to your body, your spirit, and your mind. Yeah, to help you to have more clarity. You'd be surprised. And so on Wednesday, October the 13th, at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, join me via Zoom for our Bounce Baby Bounce for Your Health round two. Round two. And it's $25 to register, or you can register today. Let me put, you see the link there for the coaching, but let me put the link there for um, for this event. And so during this time of Bounce Baby Bounce, we're going to have a short teaching, and then we're going to have a Q&A session. If you have any questions, you say, I've had some questions. I heard you talk about this bouncing on a mini trampoline, but I got questions. This will be a great time to bring your questions, because this is where I will be there to address whatever questions you may have that is in relation to bouncing on that mini trampoline, getting your victory back, getting your life reset, your health reset, you know, by bouncing on the mini trampolines. What are the benefits? What are the things that you can tell of when your lymphatic system's not working right? We're just gonna do an overview, and then the Q&A session. Last time when we did it, it was really awesome, and I was surprised that there were so many questions that people had to ask. There were great questions. And so this will be a good time to come and join us for Bounce Baby Bounce for Your Health, Wednesday, October the 13th, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be via Zoom. Registration is only $25. Share this with someone else. Come on in. You may say, I don't even have a trampoline. That is okay, because I got some secret sauce that you're only going to get if you come into this round two of Bounce Baby Bounce for Your Health. Come on anyway and bring your questions, and let's do this. Let's bounce. Let's get the victory. Let's go into 2022 with some strategies, with some secret sauce, and some other goodies that work, that help you to have your peace and your health and your power in your possession. That's what it's all about. So I'm Hillary Gooden, your Vibrant Life Coach, certified lymphatic health coach. I'm also an author, speaker, a consultant, and trainer on all things that you can do to help your body, help you have a more vibrant life. I mainly deal with and reach out to women, busy women leaders who are busy in different areas of their life, and they're good at what they do, but somehow they've forgotten to add themselves to their list. So for them that are dealing with stress and anxiety, I deal with the lymphatic system to with strategies and techniques and tools that you can use so that you can gain more energy, more clarity of mind, have better sleep, better health, boost your immunity. And who doesn't want to boost their immunity these days? And also boost your vitality, that feeling young at heart the way God intended. That's what I do. That's who I do it for. And that's because I absolutely believe that you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life by having more vibrant health. So reach out, share, this to someone else, tag a friend or somebody that you know is going through and this is what they need, please do. And I'd be glad to have them to join us on October the 13th at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern via Zoom. This way we can see each other. And when it's time to bounce, using the mini trampoline and some other techniques, we can see each other and have a great time, some good music, and find out that this is something that works in more ways than one. And so thank you for coming in. I'm here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern for the Vibrant Good Health Show. And on Thursdays, I have another show that's called Let's Get Acquainted. And on that show, I bring in a guest and we talk about whatever is the national month topic. And then on the second half of it, we get acquainted with our guests who will tell us what it is that they're doing in the world. There are so many people that are doing such great things, not just for themselves, but for other people, for our global uh, family. Yeah, for our global family. They may be near or they may be far. But they're doing something outside of themselves to help someone else. And I just wanted to be able to give some of those people a platform where they can tell it, you know. They said, man, I try to do this, but I'm a little scared. Sometimes they come on and say, man, I'm not used to doing lives, but they always say in the end, man, that was pretty easy. That was good. And so I just want to share, if you are doing something in this world for other people and you would like to be on that show, direct message me. It's Let's Get Acquainted. And it's every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So join me there, join me back here. And most of all, get your registration in for Bounce, Baby Bounce, for your health for October the 13th, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Come on in and let's have a great time. So thank you. I bid you good night. And don't forget to share and tag a friend.